What verse?
Luke 7, starting at the 11th verse through the 23rd verse. We're going to read. We're going to have some church. Look, somebody said we're going to have some church.
We'll have some church.
But first, I got to deliver.
Amen.
And it came to pass the day after that he went into a city called Nain. And many of his disciples went with him, and much people. Now when he came nigh to the gate of the city, behold, there was a dead man carried out, the only son of his mother, and she was a widow. And much people of the city was with her. And when the Lord saw her, he had compassion on her, and said unto her, weep not. And he came and touched the bier, and they that bare him stood still. And he said, young man, I say unto thee, arise. And he that was dead sat up, and began to speak, and he delivered him to his mother. What verse? And there came a fear on all, and they glorified God, saying that a great prophet is risen among us, and that God had visited his people. And this rumor of him went forth throughout all Judea, and throughout all the region round about. And the disciples of John showed him of all these things. And John, calling unto him 2 of his disciples, sent them to Jesus, saying, art thou he that should come, or look we for another? When the men were coming to him, they said, John Baptist hath sent us unto thee, saying, art thou he that should come, or look we for another? And in that same hour he cured many of their infirmities and plagues, and of evil spirits, and to many that were blind he gave sight. Then Jesus answering said unto them, go your way, and tell John what things ye have seen and heard, how that the blind see, the lame walk, the lepers are cleansed, the deaf hear, the dead are raised, to the poor the gospel is preached. And blessed is he whosoever shall not be offended in me.
Father God, in the name of Jesus, God, let that decrease so that you can increase, God. God, take over my thoughts, God. Take over my mind right now in the name of Jesus, God. And God, we decree and declare, God, that miracles and breakthrough happen this week. And God, we thank you for the woman of this house, God. God, bless her right now in the name of Jesus. God, empower her for this great thing that she's getting ready to overtake right now, God. And God, as I decrease so you can increase, God. God, we give you the glory, we give you the thanks, we give you the honor. Everybody say amen. If y'all give me 15 minutes, I promise I'm going to have you out of here in 15 minutes. I just want to talk to you a little bit. As we look at this here, I really like this story because it makes me always look at Jesus, Mom, because Jesus always goes against the grain. He never does what people expect him to do. He never does what people expect him to do. In other words, like us, people call us a liar, so we lie. People expect, and the first thing when we do things, we always say people expect us to do that. People already think they already know how you're going to act, Dr. William. They already think they know how you're going to do. But sometimes you have to shock them. Sometimes you have to do something different. In order to get something, sometimes you have to do something different than what you already been doing. And many of us, we don't want to go against the grain because going through the grain would cause some friction. Going through the grain going to lose some friends. I wish I had some help in here. When anytime you go against something that somebody has proclaimed that your life should be, you're always going to get a negative result. I'm sleepy up in here.
Come on, Bishop.
Anytime you do something other than what people expect you to do, you can always look for a fight. You can take Bishop Lily as an example. People don't believe that she should be a bishop, but she said God told her to be a bishop, So she made herself a bishop or got ordained as a bishop, however you want to put it. And look how God has blessed her. Why? Just because man said a bishop should just be a man, she went and did what God said. Look at her now. Now she moved from the bishop to the governor. And I can't get no help in here. But if she was to try to please people, you would have never made that bishop move. You would have always stayed a pastor. I can't get no help in here. And many a time you have to. I look at Doc, she's an apostle. You know how they feel about women apostles. You know how they feel about women preachers, period. And I can't get no help in here. But look at Doc and take the time to look at Bishop Lily. They are blessed people. Why? Because they choose not to follow what men say, but they follow what God say. And what has happened, Doc, with many of us, because we have followed so many people, we have done what people expected us too long, that we have lost our God identity. I can't get no help in here. And your God identity is what God has preordained for you to be. It's your destiny. It's your purpose. And many of us are sitting right in here right now, and I can point at you and say, what is your destiny and your purpose in ministry? And I bet you 99.5 of the people in here couldn't even tell me. Simply why? Because you have lost your identity. I can't get no help in here. And your identity is God. It is what God told you to do. That comes first. And many of us, we are so lost our identity in our bills. We have lost our identity in a man. We have lost our identity in friends. And many of us, we don't even got so deep that our identity is our car. I can't get no help in here. We love our car more than we love our God. I can't get no help in here. We love our car more than we love our pastor. Look at somebody and say, I got to find myself. And many of us, this message is so powerful to me. Even though I'm not hollering or hooping like I usually do, but this message is so powerful to me because I can understand. I have been there when I could not find myself, when I found myself living in somebody else's shadow, when I found out it took somebody to make me happy, when I found out when that person left me, I found out my world exploded because I depended on this person and did not expect them to change, did not expect them to switch out. But I found out, Sharon, in this life, if people have left you before, you might as well get ready. They're going to do it again. Oh, God, I even found out as a preacher in this life, you put so much in people, you put so much in members, you put so much in friends, you put so much in children. Many of us, we don't even have our life because our children consume us. We can't be happy because our children ministry, our children is miserable. We can't be happy because our children is going through this. And I found out long as you let your children burden you, you're going to always be burdened because they will never see you. You will never be happy because I can't get no help in here. I found out when you already going through and somebody else put more stuff on top of you, it becomes a burden. And people don't realize that you are already going through. Thursday is the day, it's my brother's birthday. And it's really been a hard weekend with me. It's been a hard week with mama. And people don't forget about Brian. They're not grieving. They're not just here. I can't believe that there's so much mess going on. There's so much arguing going on. And this is really a hard week. And I'm like, God, how is all this going on? But people can't see you because the little issues they are faced with is so important. I can't get no help in here. Bump all of that when somebody emotional, when somebody's about to lose their mind, when somebody can't sleep, when somebody, y'all acting crazy with me up in here, when somebody is depressed and about to lose their mind, about to throw in the towel and they don't know what they're going to do from day to day, but they don't know which direction they're going to have. It's simply because they have lost their identity and they're waiting on somebody to pick them up and turn them around. They're waiting on somebody to come into their life. They're waiting for their knight in shiny armor. Well, baby, I want to talk to you about 30 seconds. Your knight in shiny armor is Jesus. Well, the Bible said he will never forsake you. He will never leave you. And I found out sometimes it's good to get you a little song that you can encourage yourself. Because many of us, we can't get nowhere. We're not doing nothing simply because people pushes us back. Now, if you take about 30 seconds, Dr. Williams, to look at your life, your setback is not your fault. Your setback is somebody else's fault. Why? Because many times you place trust in people, and they're not going to handle your stuff like you handle it. They're not going to see about your stuff like you see about it.